Welcome to Sound Sessions at the Ibis. This is our second recording, and I'm excited to bring you more music and conversation from right here in Devon. These sessions are all about diving into the sound and stories that shape the music in this part of the world. Today I'm joined by the brilliant local artist, Lauren Rose. We'll be talking about their inspirations, the music scene in Devon, and the journey that's led them to this point. This is Sound Sessions at the Ibis, and here is Lauren Rose.
Where the switches are, where you keep your cutlery, and I'll probably smash your stupid car and make your life a misery. But we could be nice to each other, wrong for each other, right for each other, rise to each other, rise to each other. 'Cause you know I've done all the classic stuff and it never works, you know it. So can we just say we won't do the classic stuff and just show it? Now, know it. Now, know it. Now, no. I'll be in the shallow end, waiting for you to call it off. 'Cause I don't want a boyfriend. We could be nice to each other, wrong for each other, right for each other, rise to each other, rise to each other. 'Cause you know I've done all the classic stuff and it never works, you know it. So can we just say we won't do the classic stuff, just show it. Now, know it. Now, know it. Now, no.
I feel like I'm typical pop girly songwriter. So I used to watch Katy Perry, the This Is the Part of Me tour. I think so. And then the Fearless Taylor Swift tour I had on DVD.
Oh yeah.
So that was I would binge watch all of them.
Watched it a lot.
And literally twice a day when I was younger, and then I strutted into school and I was like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna write songs. And I tried. The first time I remember writing a song, I was like, how do I sing and play guitar at the same time? But I was only 11 at that point when I was starting to kind of introduce myself to songwriting and stuff.
So it sounds like you're self-taught then, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Introducing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So you've heard these artists that have inspired you, and then you've seen it and gone, I want to do that as well.
Yes, definitely.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah, terrifying though, because I started in, funnily enough, classical guitar.
Yeah.
So I have a certificate in classical guitar, which is obviously not something I want to do, but I spent the whole time in those guitar lessons. They were kind of my roots of how I started.
Yeah.
But I used to sit there and go, when can I strum? When can I play a chord? Because classical guitar is very different.
Finger picking,
yes,
isn't it?
very different towards what I'm used to now. But they were kind of my origins of how I kind of first picked up a guitar. But I left that and was like, I'm going to do everything you've told me not to do, kind of thing.
Well, that's great. That's great. So you've got Taylor Swift as an idol influence.
Yes.
Do you have any people in your personal life that you have found influence from?
I never had a strong relationship until I met my friends. So my best friends in the world, they just give me inspiration into I don't have to write songs so negatively all the time. And there's a couple that I've dabbled in, There's a couple that I've dabbled in that, you know, a bit positive. But, you know, yeah. But support-wise...
Yeah, so your friends. I see your family's here. Right?
So my mum is here. She's my little groupie. She's often...
Shout out to mums.
Yeah, shout out to mums. And, like, you know, I've always, like, you know, like I said earlier, surround yourself with the people who want to support you. With music, sometimes it's hard to swallow, which I've found with a couple people kind of go, ooh, why do you do that? Like, that's kind of weird. It's because it's not a typical, stereotypical subject to take. And it's not a stereotypical route to take. People don't, you know, of my knowledge, don't do, like, that a lot.
It's definitely a road of resistance that you kind of have to go down, right?
So it's difficult, but, you know, if you love it, do it.
I saw lights of red. Didn't know that good can come to an end. I'm cynical and I'm not low maintenance, but you hit me like a bullet straight to my head. When I saw her walk through the door, I knew the reason you were off, my gut was true. Didn't dress up for me, I did it for you. Now I look stupid and you look through, but I waited like a dog for any kind of talk. I drank the alcohol and you thought I'd fallen too hard. Couldn't tell that I was hurt. I was planning all my words. I was cleaning up the house 'cause my thoughts about you got too loud. And I thought, what a bad joke and what a bad show. Saying too much and you're giving her looks in your bad books for saying you could do better with me than you ever would. Than you ever would. Was it my successes that went to my head? Or was it my particular taste in men? I'm not your typical type and I knew back then. But if you were over me, you could have just said. Still I waited like a dog for any kind of talk. I drank the alcohol and you thought I'd fallen too hard. Couldn't tell that I was hurt. I was planning all my words. I was cleaning up the house 'cause my thoughts about you got too loud. And I thought, what a bad joke and what a bad show. Saying too much and you're giving her looks in your bad books for saying you could do better with me than you ever would. Than you ever would. So I laughed in the mirror, I'm seeing clear. I'm falling over, you're falling for her. Catastrophe, liability. You're lying to me while you're lying on her. I'm in the mirror, I'm seeing clear. I'm falling over, you're falling for her. Catastrophe, liability. What a bad joke, what a bad show. Saying too much and you're giving her looks in your bad books for saying you could do better with me than you ever would. Than than you ever would. Than you ever would. Thank you.
What do you think about the music scene in Devon? Do you think it's lively? What's your opinions on it?
See, I didn't really notice, like, you know, much in, you know, Devon and this kind of area. You don't notice any of the places that you can actually go to until you actually search for them. So it's just all about, you know, opening your options. Definitely Torbay has been like one of the places that really kind of opened me up to more people. I started producing stuff in Sound Communities, so I feel like definitely in the Torbay area there's more of what I kind of associate myself with, in a sense.
Let's talk about what you're recording now.
Yes, I've called it high maintenance.
Cool.
Because I feel like all of like my life I've been called a bit high maintenance. I've got, you know, like many things that I've got going on, you know. My appearance is something that I take very seriously, and like, you know, my mum's always gone, "Oh, just so high maintenance," like, you know, how joking around, how do people put up with you, and it's like that's always been kind of like my thing, being high maintenance.
Kind of wearing it.
Yeah, wearing it, definitely. So things people have kind of referred me to is the plan for my next couple of album EPs and stuff. I've planned out a lot of them, but
Awesome.
yes, very excited.
Wow, that's great. That's excellent. Is there any gigs as well?
3 this month before I go to London. I've got one in London already booked.
Cool.
In it's about a 200 capacity venue, which is in March. It's
Nice.
called the Bedford. Yeah, 10th of March.
There you go.
Yeah,
Bedford,
it's
10th
gonna
of
be
March.
Very exciting. But obviously I want to get in touch with more people. I've started emailing already. Being the, "Hi, my name's this, my name's that. Please book me."
Yeah, that is the way to do it.
Yes.
Good on you.
Yeah, 3 more this month, and then off to London.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And last off, do you have socials and whatnot to shout out?
It's Lauren Rose Music Official everywhere. So Instagram, TikTok. Don't have a Facebook. That's sometimes what people ask me for, but
for old people.
Not on Facebook. Instagram, TikTok. I post snippets on, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But most of the information you'll find for my gigs and stuff is all on my Instagram.
Woohoo!
Yay!